Hi grade sixes. This week we are reviewing fractions, decimals, and percents. So you're going to see on this page here I have one grid that we're going to look over. It's a 10 by 10, 100 grid. And the second one here is 25, so a 5 by 5. On each slide you're going to be asked to find the fraction and then reduce it to the lowest terms if possible. That's why it says optional. The percent as well as the decimal. Okay, so if we look at a 10 by 10, that actually makes it fairly simple for us because we just need to find out how many squares are in there, and then we know that it's going to be out of 100. You all know this is a review, but instead of counting all of the dots, you count each side and find the area. So we have 5 dots on this side, 5 squares on this side, 7 squares on this side, and 7 times 5 equals 35. Therefore, your fraction is 35 out of 100, and now we need to reduce it to its lowest terms. To reduce it to its lowest terms, we need to find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is 5. I'm not going to go through this with you right now because we did this a couple weeks ago, but you can refer to our the past video. So 35 divided by 5 is 7. And then 100 divided by 5 is 20. All right, now everybody at home, you know that you are doing this assignment without a calculator. And next you have to find out the percent and the decimal. Okay, so if it's out of 100, you always know that percent means, what is it out of 100? So when it says 35 and it's already out of 100, and convert that to 35%. Now we can convert it as a decimal to 0.35. If you take a look at these 3 little boxes, this is review, and most of you probably know this, but you can easily convert your fraction out of 100 into a percent like this. If you put an imaginary 0 before your 35, it would be 35 out of 100, 0, 35 out of 100. You can put your 0 here, and then your 35 here, and then that easily converts it into your decimal, as you should not be using your calculator. Okay, let's do the next one here. So we know that it's 5 by 5, so the fraction is out of 25, and it's 3 by 3, the green part, so that is 9 out of 25. Now, let's get it to the lowest terms. Well, lucky us, 9 out of 25 actually is the lowest terms. Now to do the percent. If you can do this in your head, that's great. But if it's easier for you to do this, so the percent is out of 100, so you can easily convert that. You know that 25 times 4 equals 100, so 9 times 4 equals 36. Therefore, it becomes 36 out of 100, which equals 36%. Now, what I showed you before, if it's out of 100, you can imagine these 3 boxes here, and you can place it right in. So we'll just do this imaginary here first. It'd be 0.36, and that confirms it for you, 0.36. So 0.36 is 36 hundredths. And if you think of it like that, it's going to make it much easier for you to convert between fraction to percent to decimal. All right, let's do one more example. Okay, this is the first question on your assignment, so you can follow along and do it with me. Write the fraction, decimal, and percent that is shown in the picture below. The color green out of the yellow squares. Okay, so first things first, we know how many yellow squares. What is the area? It's 2 times 5, so we know that the fraction is going to be out of 10. And how many green squares? Well, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 out of 10. Reducing this one might be very obvious for you. It's 2 out of 5, and if it took you a minute or two, that's no problem as well. Okay, so now we want to turn this into a percent. Again, what is it out of 100? A lot of you are probably already know what it is right now, but if you don't, again, just make an equivalent fraction out of 100. So 10 times 10 equals 100. 4 times 10 equals 40. So we know the equivalent fraction is 40 over 100, and then that becomes 40. And for the decimal, if at first, if you feel a little rusty, it helps you to visualize it like this. You can imagine that's out of 100 there, and you can go ahead and place your 0.40 out of 100. So to rate it as a decimal is actually 0.4. Written as 40 hundredths. Okay, everybody, this should be review because after you completed your pixel characters, I'm sure that you are all pretty sharp when it comes to converting fractions to decimals to percents. If you need some help, as usual, email us anytime and we will chat or set up a one-on-one meet. Miss you all very much and hope everyone's doing well. Take care.